Okay, what is going on, guys? Syntax here. You know what it is. In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up a shop system within maybe 5 minutes or less. And also, I'm going to show you guys how to customize, add, and remove items. Now, before this video gets started, I want to address the fact that I am aware of people posting content that I've made and reposting it with no credits and all that. You guys have let me know. I appreciate it. But we're not worried about it, and we're not focused on what other people are doing. Aside from that, I'm aware that I have been absent. I've just been doing things in real life and setting up a couple other projects. As I said, I'm always coming back, always gonna have fresh content for you guys, and real stuff is hard to replicate, so let's get into it. Okay, so we got the base plate set up, just a new base plate, clean one. We're gonna go ahead and import the RBXM file into the project or whatever you're working in, your game, a new base plate if you want to just try it out. And then we're gonna go ahead and go through the folder over here called shop system -syntax. There should be 4 folders inside of this RBXM file. Go ahead and drag everything that's inside of it, each one, into the corresponding part or folder, you know. So shop items is just in replicated storage. We'll go into replicated storage, server script service into server script service, server storage into server storage, and workspace into the workspace. So you can delete that folder once you're done with it, and we're going to call the part shop part. You don't have to do this, but if you're not using a bare base plate, I'm assuming there's going to be a lot of parts in your game called part, so you don't want to get that confused. Anyway, if you're having trouble looking it up or finding the part, if you did call it part, you can just type in prompt and there'll be a proximity prompt within the part, so you can probably use that filter to find it. We're going to go ahead and show you guys what each thing does as usual, and then we're going to go ahead and show you guys how to use the shop system, add new items to it, customize the GUI, and then it's all yours. So taking a look at the shop part, it's got a proximity prompt inside of it. The proximity prompt says open shop, and it takes a second to activate or hold, and also the button for it on console will be X. Taking a look at the script inside of the proximity prompt, it basically just checks if they already have the GUI, and if they do, then it does nothing. If they don't, then it gives them the GUI and makes sure that if they go too far away from the part, the GUI is destroyed. Okay, next thing, shop items. Dragged it into replicated storage. Inside of it, all I have is a classic sword. You can rename this item and call it sword. You don't need to keep it, but you must make sure that you have an int value called price inside of whatever tool you're selling. This shop items folder is going to be where you put the items that you're selling in the shop. So it can be a tool. I'm assuming you want it to be a tool if you want it to show up in the inventory, and just make sure you add a int value called price. So this sword, I didn't make it. It's just something I grabbed off Toolbox, imported it into the shop items folder, and now we're going to start selling it in the shop just like that. Leader stats basically just handles cash, gives you a default value of 100 when you join. You can change that up there, and also it saves the data when they leave. So keep in mind, I'm using a test, like I'm testing in the studio, so it's not gonna save the data or, you know, take away money when they leave. They're gonna join in every time. I'm gonna join in every time with 100. That's just because I'm in studio. You can test it out on the actual game place when you publish it if you like. But yeah, that's how that goes. Server storage, shop GUI. So we're gonna go ahead and drag it into starter GUI so you can have a quick look at it. Nothing fancy, just a simple UI, but effective, works, dynamic. I believe that's everything. 4 assets that make up a shop system. And I'm also not sure why this thing is still on my screen. Okay, so we just ran through everything, showed you guys what they do, and now we're going to show you guys how they work. So first things first, you want to go into game settings, save it to Roblox. Okay, I'm just going to call it YouTube, but you're going to want to make sure you do this, okay? Because if you don't, then the shop system and the data store is not going to work. I get comments of you guys telling me that it's not working. A lot of the time it's the fact that you haven't allowed the studio that you're testing in to use the API for the data store. Most likely we'll send HTTP requests. I'm not sure which one it is, but we're going to go ahead and go into, once you've published it, game settings, security, allow HTTP, and enable studio access to API services. Save that, and you should have it all set up just like that. So you press play, and as I said, you're going to join the game with 100 cash. You're going to go walk towards the prompt, the part we put in workspace, and open shop. Hold down for a second, and there you can see the sword that we put in replicated storage, shop items, sword. If I go down and check the price, it's going to be 20. So you can see that the shop grabs the item from the folder, grabs the tool, checks the price, and then uploads it to the shop, or adds it to the shop, I should say. Assuming that you have done this correctly, this is what you're going to be looking at. If I click the sword, it's going to buy it for 20. And every time I click the sword, assuming I have the right amount of money, it's going to buy it. But if I don't, you can see that it's not adding any more swords to my inventory. So close that. You can hit the X button, or you can just simply walk away. It's not really that difficult, just a simple magnitude check. But jeez, you can see all the swords work. That is painful. That's how the shop system works basically. As you can see, if I try and open the shop again, it's not going to work. It's not going to do anything because I've already got the shop open. So stopping the game, we're going to go ahead and show you guys how to add and remove items from the shop. Okay, so removing items, pretty simple. Just delete them. Gone forever. Adding items to the shop is very simple. There's about 2 steps that you need to complete in order to add an item. So you open Toolbox, or wherever you're grabbing your tool from, and I'm just going to type in tool, find out what comes up. We've got the flashlight tool here. I'm going to add that, press OK. Don't put it in the starter pack. I'm going to drag it into shop items. So now that's in there, I'm assuming it works. Hopefully it does. You need to press plus right next to the tool. You need to type in int value, okay? You're going to rename this value price, and then you're going to set the price of the item 100. Don't know why a flashlight would be 100, but we're going to do that. And you've successfully added an item to your shop within 2 steps, 3 steps, you know, that quickly. The shop's going to know that there's an item in there that needs to be sold with the price of 100, and it's just going to go ahead and sell that to the players. Loading in, and now we can go ahead and open the shop and see if our changes have been made. Flashlight 100. Buy that. I got no cash left. Had 100. Don't now. But I have a cool flashlight, and it works, and it makes a click noise. So that's tough. That's really all you need to do to add and remove items from a shop in game with no programming and no GUI work. But if you do want your UI to look a little better, I'm going to show you how you can change it, customize it, and make it more to your personal liking. Alright, so we go into server storage, drag the shop GUI into starter GUI so you can see your changes being applied. Go ahead to the frame here. This is basically the background, and you can just change the color to whatever you want, and then press OK, just like that. If you want to change the title, I called the label title just in case, but you go ahead down to the text, you just call it whatever you want to call it then. Item shop, my shop, D shop, plug shop, drug shop, wait what? And then the close button. You can also change the color and the size of this or whatever. I wouldn't recommend it. It does look pretty ugly when you do, but you can add a little UI aspect ratio there just to make sure it stays a circle on any sort of screen. Moving on, if you want to change the color of a button, I'm going to show you guys how to do that real quick. You go into the scrolling frame, and here you have an example button. Notice how you can't see it? It's because the visibility has been set to false. So enable that, and you can go ahead and take a look at the example button. This button will be cloned every time an item is found in the shop, and the button will be renamed to that item. The text will be set to that item, and of course there will be a function inside of the button that sells them the item when they click it. So that's really all you need to know about this system. You're able to set up a shop in your game with not many steps, you know, and I hope you guys really enjoy it. This is just something that I decided to release in order for you guys to be able to know, you know, more stuff is coming out, plenty more free assets, and I don't plan on stopping anytime soon, especially not because people are uploading my stuff for free. I mean, it's free, you know, grab it, do what you want with it. But make sure you blow this video up, leave a like, comment, subscribe. Discord also, we're gonna revive that because it's been dead, I noticed, but it's the return, so you know what it is. Have a good day, stay safe.